Breaking. Anthony Joshua was at the club when Jake Paul showed up later and tensions immediately flared. What started as a heated argument quickly escalated into a sudden attack. Witnesses say Joshua remained composed while Paul acted aggressively, but the energy of
He dropped that the fight could never go forward, and some of the stuff that's come out since about people being, the board being sued and something, and so forth, is just a non-runner. It's crazy.
Eddie Hearn is warning Jake Paul after the nightclub incident, making it clear that Anthony Joshua will not show mercy in the ring. Hearn says Paul is out of his depth and has no real chance against Joshua's experience and power. The message is stark. Joshua will dominate and Jake Paul should be
absolutely no chance. I think he's going to get smashed to pieces.
Dave Caldwell reacts to the nightclub incident, saying he is not surprised. He explains that tensions were high during the press build-up, but once Jake Paul physically attacked Anthony Joshua...
I'm not surprised.
Does that cross the lane, do you think?
Yeah, it does. Listen, the presser was good. It was a great presser, back and forth, poking each other, but not too far. But once you get physical and you touch a man's face...
Joshua's raw power, explaining that one solid hit can end any situation instantly. He notes that Jake Paul's reckless behavior only exposed him to a fighter of Joshua's caliber. Parker emphasizes how experience and precision make Joshua untouchable, and any confrontation with him carries real consequences.
There's big power, and if he lands on you, you're done, you're out. And
Johnny Nelson says Jake Paul must have been frustrated knowing Anthony Joshua would not let anything slide. Nelson points out that Joshua's calm and confident presence means Paul cannot avoid the consequences of his actions. His preparation and skill make him dominant in any confrontation, leaving...
Shockingly terrible. Yeah, shockingly, yeah. Down. Very much down. Can't shake it. Can't shake it.
Paul Smith found the situation both entertaining and ironic. He stresses that Anthony Joshua's control prevented it from becoming dangerous. Smith highlights Joshua's composure and professionalism, proving that while Jake Paul acted recklessly, he could not overcome Joshua's superior moment.
You expect that from Chisora. I'm not going to lie, when it happened, I laughed my head off. I absolutely laughed my head off.
I did too.
I thought it was quite poetic. I thought what happened was...
Adam Smith explains that while such confrontations are not acceptable, they are part of boxing's unpredictable drama. He highlights how Joshua handled the situation with authority and skill, leaving Jake Paul exposed. The incident intensifies anticipation for their fight, showing a clear difference in experience and professional...
Speak for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait...
Ariel Helwani emphasizes Anthony Joshua's legacy as an Olympic gold medalist and two-time world champion. He explains that Joshua treats this as a serious fight and would never consider it an exhibition. Helwani points out that Jake Paul underestimated Joshua and any failure would further expose Paul's inexperience. Joshua's professionalism and skill make him the dominant figure.
To the people who say Anthony is ruining his legacy just by taking this fight. Fans don't respect what he's done in the sport already. He's an Olympic gold medalist, two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. I sort of sympathize with him because I feel like if he doesn't beat him quicker than he beat Francis, people are just going to write it off. I'll ask you bluntly, have there been any discussions about there's an agreement, there's a secret contract? Have any of those discussions happened regarding this fight?
It's an 8-round professional fight. AJ wouldn't have taken it if that was the stance it had to be, if it was an exhibition, if it was you've got to hold him up for 8 rounds. It wouldn't suit Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is going in there to knock out Jake.
Johnny Nelson talks about the confusion after the nightclub incident and how news changed rapidly. He stresses that Joshua stayed composed while Jake Paul acted impulsively. Nelson shows that Joshua's experience in high-pressure situations makes him untouchable and contrasts it with Paul's lack of professionalism.
It don't matter what drugs you take, it doesn't make you a better fighter. It might make you stronger, it might make you fit. It doesn't make you a better fighter, and that's proof. So until more news...
Ben Davidson says Jake Paul might seem dangerous, but Joshua handled the situation perfectly. He stresses the seriousness of the sport and how Joshua's skill and composure exposed Paul's recklessness. The nightclub incident proved Joshua's dominance and highlighted Paul's lack of experience.
You work on certain things, it's about having fun, not taking it too serious.
Do you expect your profile to grow as a result? Your socials will probably go mad.
Yeah, maybe so, but that will come anyways. I mean, I've got a long career, so I'm not really focused on them sort of things now, but them things there will definitely come as soon as I start climbing up that ladder.
How do you feel about the fan and media feedback you've had so far, and is that something that even plays into your mind?
Nightclub incident showed Joshua's power and control. Paul misjudged Joshua's skill, and the event highlighted Joshua's dominance and professionalism, proving that no one can challenge him lightly inside or outside the ring.
Not there doesn't mean that there's no other opportunities to land something else, so yeah, we don't specifically.
Duke McKenzie points out how effortless Anthony Joshua could make this nightclub confrontation look against Jake Paul. He emphasizes that Paul is not a serious opponent compared to Joshua's pedigree and experience. The incident demonstrated Joshua's control and mental composure while Paul reacted impulsively. McKenzie predicts that any aggressive move by Paul could backfire, highlighting Joshua's dominance and the vast gap in skill, experience, and ring intelligence. It became clear during the encounter that Joshua could inflict serious consequences if provoked, and Paul's theatrics only emphasized how unprepared he was. Joshua maintained his calm and kept the upper hand, showing why he remains a heavyweight powerhouse both inside the ring and in any confrontation.
His career, if he wants to get 100 million and not even break sweat, you know, you take the fight. Is it going to enhance his stock as the world's '1 contender? Not at all, because nobody's going to take Jake Paul seriously. But on the other hand, should I don't even want to play devil's advocate. What if Joshua hurts this guy? Seriously hurts this guy.
Yeah. David Bonaves highlights Anthony Joshua's elite status as an Olympic gold medalist and multiple-time champion. He compares Joshua's composure and skill to Jake Paul's inexperience, explaining how the nightclub incident mirrored what would happen in a ring. Joshua's ability to stay calm under pressure while handling a heated situation demonstrates why he dominates less experienced opponents. Ben Bites emphasizes that anyone stepping up against Joshua without proper experience risks disaster. Jake Paul's rash behavior only confirmed the gap in skill, strategy, and ring intelligence. Joshua's professionalism turned what could have been a chaotic situation into a demonstration of control and dominance. His physicality, timing, and confidence ensured he dictated the encounter, proving that even in unpredictable scenarios, Anthony Joshua remains untouchable and entirely.
Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you seen what happened to him.
Alexander Usyk explains how Anthony Joshua's skill level completely overshadows Jake Paul, who is not a professional boxer. Usyk praises Joshua's Olympic and professional accomplishments, showing that even in a chaotic nightclub situation, Joshua's dominance is undeniable. Jake Paul's attempts to challenge Joshua only exposed his lack of skill and poor decision-making. Usyk emphasizes that Joshua's experience ensures he remains calm and effective under pressure while controlling the situation. The nightclub incident mirrored a fight scenario, highlighting the huge gap between a seasoned champion and an entertainer stepping outside his expertise. Joshua's composure, timing, and authority were evident as he handled the confrontation with calculated responses. Usyk's assessment underscores that any physical challenge from Paul is futile and that Joshua's reputation as a dominant figure justified.
Last fight, it's great. Because Anthony is Olympic champion, Francis Ngannou, it's second fight for boxing.
Anthony Joshua reflects on his disciplined approach and how training and preparation have made him capable of handling high-pressure situations. His comment shows that he focuses on skill, timing, and technique rather than brute force alone. The nightclub incident highlighted Joshua's ability to transition these principles from the gym to real-world confrontations. While Jake Paul reacted impulsively, Joshua maintained control, showing his experience as an elite athlete. His calm and calculated actions revealed why he is respected by coaches and peers alike. Joshua's understanding of physical and mental preparation allowed him to dominate the encounter, proving that success in boxing translates to composure and authority in any challenging scenario. His methodical approach exposed the weaknesses of Paul's reactionary behavior.
Athletes have taken on that role now where they're just banging weights.
So Anthony Joshua went from this to this.
I can understand why coaches would always tell me don't touch weights, they're no good for boxers. So rather than spending more.
Anthony Joshua's handling of the nightclub incident against Jake Paul showed exactly why he is one of the most respected heavyweights in the sport. His calm, measured approach turned what could have been chaos into a demonstration of control and authority. Every movement, every reaction highlighted Joshua's experience, discipline, and mental strength. Jake Paul's impulsive aggression only exposed how out of his depth he really is when facing someone with real championship pedigree. Observers and former fighters alike have praised Joshua for maintaining composure while making it clear that any challenge would be met with decisive action. The incident proved that Joshua's skill and intelligence extend far beyond the ring and that his dominance is not just physical but psychological. As the world watches their upcoming fight, it is clear who holds the upper hand mentally and physically. Are you backing Anthony Joshua to assert his dominance once again? Or do you think Jake Paul can pull off the impossible?